It's so hard without you. What's up, everybody? It's me, Cortez, and it's time to lean in, but not too close, because y'all know what's going around.
Coronavirus!
Need y'all to back up a little bit, give me 50 feet on Paul, okay? We're here with another Real Housewives of Atlanta episode. It's part 2 of Greece, and it's about to go down. This episode, I really liked. It was good. It was fun. Started off well. Ended off well. If you didn't know that this episode was actually 16 minutes longer, which was just the same time as Kenya and Mark's charity event. So they gave us a little more time, which I'm glad because we needed it. I could not take my eyes off the episode from beginning to end. So let's talk about it. Now, last week we ended off with Nene being upset that Kenya was not receptive of her olive branch, okay? So then the episode ended. Nene's over it, Kenya, whatever, blah. This episode, we start off as the beginning of the trip, and this is the first full day. Seems like the hosts, Kenya and Candy, have an event or an excursion planned. The excursion is dinner in the sky. Now, like I said last week, I have been enjoying this season for the activities alone because they have really had them doing a lot of things that have really been extreme. Like, I've never seen them, the Peaches do these type things, Toronto, and then this, and then just everything that I've really been enjoying it. So kudos to the plane, kudos to whoever has these girls doing. They are really pushing the limit for them this season. So the girls, they get to the event, they're going up in the sky, they're eating dinner. Apparently they're like over 100 feet in the air. Immediately, the camera starts going to Kenya, who is kind of throwing slight shade at Cynthia about her wine cellar and her what to pair wine with, just her knowledge on wine in general. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I never expected Cynthia to have any knowledge about wine just because she has a cellar. Cynthia, to me, has been like a mogul, and she has been a person that constantly finds ways to capitalize and maximize the opportunities that come about. Now, in this case, it's wine cellar. I was never here for it. Honestly, I have never been, but I heard when you go up in there, it ain't up in there but barefoot and what's the other one called? And Moscato, the cheap kind. But that's just what I'm being told. They saying the wine up in there comes from the store. Now, in this case, I didn't expect Cindy to have knowledge about wine. This is nothing new. Kenya just kind of revealed that, of course. And at first, all the girls are looking at her crazy. Kenya seems to be having fun. I wouldn't say that it was just shade immediately. But the fact that she kept going and kept going and kept going, and it's bad when Candy got to look over and be like, girl, what you doing? Now, I wish she did it more often, but Candy is the only person on this show that can really hold Kenya accountable and really let her have it.
How many variations of how many are you selling at your spot?
It's real old and tired.
Oh, wait a minute.
Real old and tired.
Okay. She's not go there.
Why would you bring that up to her? I mean, when you and I are talking on our own,
Okay, come on.
that is not cool. Like, why would you?
Locking me out right now.
You don't nobody give a about what you saying. So sit your ass down.
So at that moment, I was like, okay, this is going too far. Cynthia's obviously not receiving it, which I'm surprised because Cynthia she's had her backbone all this season. But for some reason, in this moment, she ain't got no backbone. She just, I didn't receive it as shade, child. Kudos to Candy for actually stepping in and throwing her little shade at Kenya and her hair care product because it seemed like nobody was going to do that, which I don't see anyone else doing because no one else would step in for Cynthia like that. I mean, that's just not what's going to happen. So that lets you know that it was pretty bad. Now, in that situation, I definitely feel like Kenya was, she was going a little deep with the shade. And I like that the producers addressed it in her confessional. And Kenya kind of completely deflected. Actually, she didn't even answer the question at all. She basically was like, fuck what y'all think and fuck this. And I was just like, it kind of turned me away. Like, I'm not really the biggest Kenya fan in general, which y'all know. I tolerate her and I think she's cool and fun. But her doing that just made the situation even worse. It made it look like, okay, girl, you can't even defend yourself. You can't even step forward and say, well, if it's not the same thing as, you know, you as Tanya talking about your hair business, then what is it? You know, explain more to it, because there's only so much fun you can have, you know, by making someone look bad. You clearly know that Cynthia doesn't know a lot about wine, so why are you constantly drilling into it? It's kind of like, okay, Kenya, what are you doing? But it won't be the first time, you know. I would totally be like, but this is not the first time that Kenya has thrown poor little Cynthia under the bus, honey. Cynthia got plenty of marks and all type of skid marks on her head and her little frizzy wig, child, because she has been thrown under buses all season by Kenya. And it's just hard to watch at this point. It also didn't help that Kenya made a comment about, well, you know, I would be knowledgeable about hair care or something like that, which basically, and she said that in the scene, not in the confessional. So that kind of further shows that Kenya was being messy. She knew she was wrong, and when Candy called her out, it kind of embarrassed her. You saw that. And I just hope that Cynthia is taking note of all this. You know, I'm not saying, you know, she needs to drill into Kenya too much more about it, but she needs to be looking at her like, girl, like Nene said, you know, already basically ruined this proposal, and now you didn't throw me under the bus about this cookie lady, and now you want to kind of reveal that I don't know much about wine, which we already knew. Girl, be careful, Cynthia. Be careful. There was a bus scene that I really liked, and it was just the ladies talking about their ideal relationship or what their relationship is and things like that. To be honest, I really like what Marlo said. She basically said, you know, she ain't worried about nobody to grow with. I mean, she's 43. You can still grow, honey. You're 40 is young. But I like when she said she's looking for a partner. Now, realistically, we know Marlo looking for no partner, honey. She's looking for somebody to keep sponsoring her house. Well, actually, her house is paid for. So she's looking for somebody to keep them, you know, swipe them visas with. Marlo is a certified city girl, okay? 40 and up city girl. Senior citizen city girl. Nene, you know, she was talking about the cheating, and just because you cheat don't mean that you don't love. That's a little weird now. I don't know. I can't speak on that because I ain't married. But Nene, I don't know about that, honey, about, you know, when you cheat, child, that's deep. You know, that's sending mixed feelings to Miss Cynthia over here, because, you know, Miss Cynthia about to marry this man that been cheating all his life. So I don't know if you want to say that, because then she gonna think that if he do cheat on her, then it's just crazy. I didn't really agree with that. I like to see their vision of their ideal relationships in that scene. I like Candy's too, of course. You know, Candy and Todd. The next scene that I want to talk about is Porsha and Nene. It's been so hard without you. Now, this has been, you know, previewed for quite some time now. We saw this when they first premiered the mid-season, the rest of the trailer for the mid-season. And I will say it was a nice and pleasant scene to watch for many reasons. And I applaud Porsha for pulling Nene to the side. I kind of wish it had been Nene, but I will say that Nene has been nice, and, you know, with Porsha this season, she hasn't really addressed their issue like Porsha did. So kudos to Porsha for putting them to the side, and kudos to Nene to apologizing. It's so sad that we have to be so grateful when she apologizes, but I mean, we have to be grateful because that's Nene. We know Nene. Nene has been on this show for a long time, child. We know that's how she is, and we know that she does not give apologies. Kudos to her for apologizing and listening. And, you know, I felt like it was genuine. People were saying that they feel like the tears were not genuine from Nene. I thought they were fine. I don't know why they were expecting her just to completely ruin her makeup and stuff like that. But at the same time, I thought she received it. I thought Porsha delivered it well. And Nene listened. They hugged. I loved it. It was a good, nice moment. I love a kumbaya moment on this show. We don't get them often. And these two, like I would say, I really enjoyed them together. I think last year this went completely left. And that's how they got to where they were. And, you know, so happy for them. Big sis, little sis. Now, if you notice, you know, when they was walking off, Kenya was like, where y'all going? Girl, stay at the business, girl. I mean, you cool with Porsha, but you don't even care for Nene, so girl, stay at the business, girl. The only thing that bothered me about this was that when Porsha had the talk with Nene later that night, they were at the table at dinner. And she told Tanya, she was so excited to tell Tanya that her and Nene had made up. Now, that's a good thing. I like that. But if you didn't know, well, obviously you know because you've been watching the show. Porsha has been enlightening to Nene all season. She didn't want to speak to it and curved her, throwing her little shade in confessionals. And now you made up. You all like, oh, I missed you. I'm so glad we're back friends with Nene.
Wait a minute, hold up.
Girl, I would have liked for you to be just a little bit more like, okay, like we're cool. We're going to move forward in a better direction. Let's go from there. She just completely just, I know they say forget and forgive, but Porsha was just too happy to have reached that point with Nene. And I'm like, girl, you was doing, I love Nene, but Porsha was doing really well with Nene this season. She was heading it to her. And she just reverted right on back to Nene's little shoulder child. But I'm happy they're back friends. I'm not going to go into that anymore. I just wish that Porsha would have not been so damn happy at first. Like, dang, like it ain't been a couple of hours. You're so excited. Porsha, kudos to you on trying to get the girls to, have a kumbaya moment like you and Nene. Unfortunately, you should know it was going to go left. Now, things started off well with Kenya and Cynthia. I appreciate that Kenya apologized to Cynthia. Cynthia actually said something. It sucks that Cynthia kind of let everyone get in her ear because honestly, I don't think she would have said anything. She probably wouldn't have even thought of it in any kind of way that Kenya was throwing shade if it hadn't been for Porsha and Tanya. And what I want to say about that is that now Porsha and Tanya was just going too hard on this situation to me. Now, especially because neither one of them they are not best friends with Cynthia like that. Porsha and Tanya, I get it, like this, they were just going too hard. I don't think Porsha really was that invested into the wine cellar. She ain't never said nothing about this wine cellar till now. So I'm not really buying that, Porsha. But anyway, Kenya apologized. Cynthia received it. Now, of course, Nene is upset. Nene doesn't like it. Mind you, Nene is probably still pissed that, what's her name? That Kenya curved her the night before. So, of course, amongst drinks, and then you see Cynthia, who was her friend, kind of just saying like, oh, it's okay, Kenya, it was a mistake. Nene wasn't having it, honey. She went left. Nene went off. Actually, Nene wasn't even in. Nene came out. And baby, we got a show. What I can say is, when Nene made her comment, she was not talking to Kenya. Now, she did say, closer than all these girls, even her. However, she was not talking to her. So Kenya saying, well, that's changed. I'm sorry. Y'all gonna say I'm biased, child, but Kenya should probably not have said nothing. She could have rolled her eyes and made something, but she said something, and that just brought out Nene. Now, Nene, I love you, girl, but I think you may have went a little too far with the marriage. I don't think that conversation that should have provoked that type of statement to Kenya. And especially considering as the night before you were trying to reconcile and trying to give advice on the marriage, and then here you are talking down and even worse on this marriage. Now, Nene was drunk, okay? Nene, Lord, to be honest, she was going. Nene was really having fun. If you watch the video, like I watched it several times now, and it just went off an hour ago. I watched that scene several times. Nene was cracking up. Nene was laughing. She was throwing out everything. It was giving me Claudia and Nene, revamped, except for Claudia, aka Kenya, this time didn't really have much to say. Now, Kenya was not prepared. You can definitely tell that this marriage, like Nene was hitting her in areas that was probably was hurting Kenya. She probably wasn't gonna show it then, but Kenya usually is very quick. In this moment, honey, Kenya was not prepared for that. She did not expect that it to go to that level and so fast. So with that, I wish it would have been a even exchange, but honey, it was a massacre because Nene let Kenya have it. She let her have it the first round. And then, you know, the second time when Nene put the crown on and she said she ain't had nothing to say, she was trying to get out of it. Kenya came back again. I was like, no, Sharkeisha, no.
Sharkeisha!
Nene again went at her again, and you know, it just went haywire. Now the very last time, when it was going down, at that point I was a little concerned and a little disturbed.
Hold on. No! Sharkeisha, no! Don't kick her, Sharkeisha. Don't kick her.
Because Nene was going off in terms of, like, she was threatening to throw the popcorn, and Nene at that point, she was losing me. Now, that's my girl, but sis was drunk boots. I mean, she was fucked up. The way she was acting, like she was talking to her like she was a child. It was kind of hard to watch because I love Nene, but I was like, woo, Nene is pissed. And that was when she was pissed. Earlier, she was having a good time, but at that point, she was pissed. I'm gonna pray about this next episode because I'm worried for Kenya. Not that Nene gonna do anything to her, but I mean, I ain't never seen Nene like this. Now she was throwing stuff. It was just really hard to watch. It was entertaining at first, but then it went from entertaining to a little hard to watch.
Oh, see, now you're gonna say me up. You're gonna try to beat me up. Please stop me with a penis. You need to be assaulted. You're just a low life.
Y'all know I love Nene, but I was just like, oh, this is kind of Nene. I don't know about this now. I don't think she made her that mad. I mean, Nene was going in. Ooh, she was going in and having a good time doing it. I want to take a moment to talk about, you know, Tanya and Kenya. I thought that was great. Now, Kenya's saying that she appreciates Tanya for not, you know, going in on her marriage in this time. You damn well should appreciate it because that should have been the one person that should have been good. It should have been Nene. Nene honestly is fighting. That's not really her battle. But it should have been Tanya. But Tanya's not like that. So Kenya, you right. Thank Tanya for that. Now this whole wig thing, I'm just on the fence about that because I feel like I said in the past, wig, cookie lady. Okay, that is just two different things. Even before Porsha was given the same thing I'm giving, it's just two different things. Now you can say what you want to say. You can say that, you know, Tanya started it and Kenya came harder. Okay, that's fine. I'm just like that. I'm a Scorpio child. So I know I don't play. I just go for the juggler. However, in this case, what do you want an apology for, girl? You basically knocked her out with this cookie lady. What you need an apology for? You won that. Kenya, you won the cookie lady versus the wig. Be happy. I don't know why you want an apology. Just leave it alone. You gave your apology to Tanya. She wasn't receptive. And that's that on that. Now, in terms of the balance, I mean, like she said, you were getting into someone's relationship, and this was in someone's quote-unquote business. That wig did not hurt Kenya's business, okay? Kenya's business was hurt when she announced that it was hers, okay? That's the only. Ain't nobody worried about Kenya more hair care. Ain't nobody bought it. I ain't never seen it in nobody's store, CVS, Rite Aid, Sally's, the beauty spot store up the street. I ain't never seen it nowhere. I love Porsha. I just wish Porsha would have just hushed over there. Porsha has really been a good fan. She's been a good friend to Tanya and all season. And I get what she's trying to do, but that was not her moment to get involved. I understand, especially where, you know, Tanya really had Kenya's attention and Kenya was listening. But I feel like it was slightly thrown off and she was distracted because Porsha was on the side, kind of, you know, giving her emotions and then addressing Kenya. Like, no, people on this show need to just stick to what's going on. People just stay out of the battles. You know, if you are not the direct person that I'm talking to, hush. And I think that needs to happen throughout the entire show. It should have happened then with Porsha. It should have happened in Toronto when Nene was talking to Cynthia and Kenya got involved. And it should just happen in general. People need to just mind their business. I know we on TV, but clearly when you butt in any kind of situation, it's gonna go left. Just like when somebody throws some shade at you and you get read, and you don't get the person that reads you get the person that laugh, okay? Because that's the way I was taught. I'm gonna get you because you laugh or you think it's funny. That's how it is, and that's how it is on this show. So Everybody need to just be quiet. And like Tanya said, stop! We got one more episode, maybe 2 in Greece. I'm not really sure. But next episode, which I knew they was going to do this, next episode is when we see this bitch, child. And I just can't wait to see it. Not to spit, because nothing really comes out apparently. But I can't wait to see what happens in the aftermath. And just, you know, I guess the next big event that they announced in this episode was Candy's baby shower. So I think that's what Kenya and Nene get into it again. Yeah, so we're going to see. This episode, good episode, thoroughly enjoyed it, very entertaining, and I mean, I have nothing to say. Good episode. Nene, girl, control yourself now for this reunion. Y'all know the reunion has actually been postponed, so I don't know when they're gonna get it. Corona is canceling everything, and when they cancel Real Housewives of Atlanta, my heart just broke. Ooh, I was hurt. But I'm going to be okay, okay? I'm going to sit in this house and be quarantined and be corona-free. In the meantime, thank y'all for leaning in. I'm about to lean out. Y'all have a good rest of y'all night and day. And until later, make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, make me go viral, make me go big. All of that. Love y'all. Peace.